Hey guys, welcome to my video. For today's tutorial, I will be teaching you how to make the join as you go method. This method is used to join crochet motifs together. It is an adaptable pattern, so as I will be going along, I will be explaining what that means, but the main stitch that you're going to need to know how to make is the slip stitch. I have a video on how to make the slip stitch and I will have it listed down below. So to start, I am going to show you how to make this join using two granny squares. For example, the purple is going to be my main body of the granny square, and then this is going to be the border that I'm going to use to join them together in this mint color. So you can see this square is completely done in the border of the mint color, just a regular granny row matching the granny square. And I've already done this corner and then this side of this square to join them. So essentially, to join them using the join as you go method, you're going to be slip stitching these open spaces together. And what I meant by it's adaptable, so we are using the granny square row that matches our granny square. If you're using a different motif or different square, you're going to be using these same stitches on that square and motif to join to another one that matches. And I will show you an example of that later on. So right now we are just joining these two granny squares together and we're going to be using the join. So I've already stopped on this corner and these are 3 double crochet. So you can see that these corners are 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. So I only have one set of 3 double crochet. I'm going to make 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to slip stitch into this corner space right here on the square we're trying to join. So I'm going to slip stitch it together. I'm now going to bring my squares together. Now we're still going along that side that we're joining. So now I need to make this second set of 3 double crochet into this corner. I have these 3 double crochet, the chain 3 that I made that I slip stitched here. I need to make 3 double crochet into this corner. So that's 1, 2, and 3. I'm now going to skip these 3 stitches on my other square, the one we're joining. I'm going to slip stitch into this open space between stitches. And that's basically, if you know the granny square or the granny stitch, it's 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip, 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip. This slip stitch is acting as that chain 1 skip. So you're going to skip these 3 double crochet on this square, the one we're facing. And into this next open space, you're going to make those 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to slip stitch into the open space, the next open space on your square that you're joining. So this right here. Same thing here. Skip these 3 double crochet into this next open space on the one we're making. Make 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. On the square we're joining 2, slip stitch into that next open space. Skip these 3 double crochet on this square into this next open space, make 3, 1, 2, and 3. Into that corresponding open space on the square we're joining, slip stitch into it. Now we've come to our corner. We still want to match our granny square that we've been making, so the corners are 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet. So into this corner space, you're going to skip these stitches into this corner space, make 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to slip stitch into the corner space on the square that we're joining together. And then I'm going to flip my squares like this. So it's going to be easy to see how this join is looking. So here are those corner spaces, and you can see that we still have our double crochets matching up on each side, and then we still have our open spaces. So essentially you're going to be matching the stitches of whatever motifs, squares that you're making onto the square or motif that you're joining, so they're matching. And then you're just slip stitching into open spaces to join them together. And that's like the easiest explanation I can make out of this. So we're going to keep going because we've got to finish the join on our square because we're not done. So we have slip stitched into this corner right here. Well, following the granny square, we have 3 double crochet made. So I need to make those chain 3, 1, 2, 3, because we're still working on this corner. And then into the same corner space, we just made these. You're going to make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. So you can see now that it's going to match down here where these joined. It's going to look the same. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish this square off camera because it's just making the remaining of this granny square. And that's how those 2 granny squares are looking joined together. I will have the tutorial on how to make a granny square listed down below just in case anybody needs it. I'm now going to show how you're going to join one square into 3 others to make a bigger square using this join. So I again have the border in this darker teal color. These granny squares are in the baby blue. So I've done the border on each of these squares so far. I joined them together on one side to make all 3 of them. And then on the square that I am working, I've made the corner this side, and then into the corner that I'm still working, I only have one set of 3 double crochet. So I'm going to make the chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to slip stitch it into this outer corner of this square right here to join it together. Now I'm going to continue just like I did. I'm going to make those 3 double crochet into the same corner that we are working. That's 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to slip stitch into the next open space or previous chain 1 space on the square that I am joining. Into this next space on the square that I am working, I am going to make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to slip stitch into the next open space on the square that I'm joining. Make 3 double crochet into the square that I am working into that next open space. So 1, 2, and 3. Going to slip stitch into the next open space on the square that I am joining. 3 double crochet into this next open space on the square that I am working. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into the next open space on the square that I am joining into. I've reached the corner of the square that I am working. I'm going to work 3 double crochet into that corner space. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to slip stitch into the corner space of the square that I am joining, the one that's right next to the one that I'm working into. I'm going to make those 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, because each corner has 3 double crochet, those 3 chains, and then 3 double crochet. Now we're going to rotate, and we're now going to be joining this square right here on this side to the square that I am working. So we already joined this one, that's how that's looking. And then we have this one, we're not working into this one though. We're just going to be working onto this side and then this side right here. So into this square right here, you're going to slip stitch into that corner. And that's going to start you on the join on these two. Into this corner space that I'm working into, I have those 3 double crochet. I made those 3 chains, and I'm going to make my second set of 3 double crochet into that corner. So 1, 2, and 3. On this square that we are joining into, you're going to skip to this next previous chain 1 space and slip stitch into it, just like we've been doing. So you can see how the middle is looking for our 4 squares, and you can see this is going to start matching our join. So I'm going to continue on into the square that I am working into this next open space. I'm going to make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Into the square that I am slip stitching into to join, I'm going to slip stitch into this next open space to join right there. Into my next open space on the square I'm working, make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Into the square that I am joining, slip stitch into that next open space. Into the square that I am working, I'm going to make 3 double crochet into the next open space. 1, 2, 3. Into the square that I am joining, I'm going to slip stitch into the next open space. Into the square that I am working, I've reached my next corner. So I'm going to make that first set of 3 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the corner space of the square that we are joining with. And that's going to end that join for those 2 squares. Now to continue on, I have the set of 3 double crochet into my corner. I'm going to make 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, because we're always going to stick with that 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. So now if I'm going to continue this side, I would make 3 double crochet into the same corner space. And you can see how that join is looking, how it's going to match on each of the edges. And you can see how these squares are now joined, and you can see the center of these 4 squares. So I finished up the edge of that square off camera, but you can see how these 4 squares are looking together. So like I said, I want to showcase how this method can be used to join other motifs together instead of just granny squares. It can be adapted to a bunch of different squares or motifs. So this is the Sunburst granny square. I have a video on how to make the square, and I will have it listed down below. You can see that I have made this join with the square. So, and what I mean by I was able to adapt it is I used the same stitches on the square that it calls for the pattern, but was able to use this same join to join them together. So this is a block of 3 triple crochet, slip stitched these openings, 3 double crochet, slip stitch these openings, half doubles, slip stitch, half doubles, slip stitch, triple crochets, slip stitch the corners. So then when you keep going along, you're going to continue on with the pattern just like it normally is. So I hope that makes sense on why I think that it is adaptable. I think there's plenty of squares, hexagons, motifs out there that you can use this join with. So that is going to be how to make the join as you go method. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more from me. You can follow me on all social media at crochetmelovely, all one word. Please leave me any feedback down below for future videos and tutorials that you would like to see. Thank you guys so much for being here, and have a great day.